Okay, so we're going to begin today multiplying binomials. We're going to be multiplying a binomial times a binomial. So let's take a look at sample number one. Sample number one, we have two binomials here. The first binomial is going to be x plus 5, while the second binomial is going to be just x plus 3. So first binomial, x plus 5. Second binomial, x plus 3. We're going to be using a method called the box method. It's going to look just like the Punnett square. So what we're going to start is by writing these binomials down. The first binomial is going to be x and positive 5. On my second binomial, it's just x and positive 3. If we take a quick look at the Punnett square or the box method, it's just multiplying. So we're going to start multiplying here, and we begin by multiplying x times x. So x times x is simply x squared. X times 5 is 5x. X times 3 is going to be 3x. And 3 times 5 is positive 15. I'm done multiplying, so I can just write those terms right here. And it's going to be x squared positive 5x positive 3x and positive 15. When I look at this, I notice that I have a couple of like terms here. The like terms that I have is positive 5x and positive 3x. So those two terms are alike. These two terms. So I need to combine the two terms and write my final answer. My final answer is going to be x squared. Now the combination of 5x and 3x is going to be 8x squared positive 8x, sorry, 8x. And just write down the 15. This is my answer of the multiplication of those two binomials. Now, because it's an open answer, there are many ways that I can get this from. It's always a good idea to check your answer. And how can you do this? Simply, just type in the problem into y equals 1 and type in your solution into y2 the calculator and look at the tables. If the two matches, you have done this correctly. Let's take a look at sample number 2. So we're going to start by color coding just a little bit. So let's look. I'll look at my first binomial here and my second binomial. So I'm going to start typing in and writing in my first binomial. My first binomial is going to be 3x and a negative 2. My second binomial is x and negative 1. We go to the box, and here at the box, we're going to start multiplying. So let's multiply this. When I multiply this, I start multiplying 3x times x. So it's going to be 3x squared. X times negative 2 will be negative 2x. Negative 1 times 3x will be negative 3x. And negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. Okay, so I'm done multiplying. Guess I can just write those terms right here, and it's going to be 3x squared. I have a negative 2x. I have a negative 3x. And I have a positive 2. Once again, so notice that I have a couple of like terms here. And the like terms that I have is the negative 2x and the negative 3x. So I'm going to simplify this just a little bit. And it's going to be, my final answer is going to be 3x squared. The combination of negative 2x and negative 3x is negative 5x and 2. You can always double check your answer by typing this into what equals both the problem and your answer. Look at the table and see if they match. Sample number 3. Again, I'm multiplying two binomials. So my first binomial, x plus 1. My second binomial, 4x minus 3. So let me write those two binomials. My first binomial is x and positive 1. My second binomial is 4x and negative 3. I go to my box method, and I have positive 4x times positive x is going to be 4x squared. Four x times 1 is just 4x. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. And negative 3 times 1 is just negative 3. I'm done multiplying. Guess I can write now my product. 4x squared positive 4x negative 3x and negative 3. Once again, I have like terms that I need to combine. And now my simplified expression is going to be 4x squared. The combination of positive 4x and negative 3x is going to be a positive 1x. I don't need to write the 1, so it's just positive x and negative 3. Let's look at some word problems. So this word problem says, the length of a rectangular garden is 4x minus 1, and the width is x plus 4. Write the area of the garden as a simplified expression. Let's start by understanding what the situation is. The garden is rectangular. The length is 4x minus 1, while the width is x plus 4. I know that area is length times width. In other words, length times width means multiplication. But it says here that my length is 4x minus 1, and that goes here. And my width is x plus 4, and goes here. So in other words, I need to multiply the two. So what can I do? Well, just get the two expressions, get them into parentheses. Here's my first expression. I'm going to multiply this expression to the second one. X plus 4. So how do I multiply this? Well, let me use my box. Here's my box. Box method. I'm going to write some things here. I'm going to write a 4x. I'm going to write a negative 1. And I'm going to write an x and a positive 4. So, simple. Let's just multiply this. So let's see. 4x times x. Well, I guess that is 4x squared. X times -1 is just negative x. 4x times 4 is going to be 16x. And 4 times -1 is just -4. I'm done multiplying. Guess I can write my product. And my product says that it's going to be my area. So area now equals 4x squared, a negative x, a positive 16x, and a -4. But I have like terms here. My like terms is the negative x and the positive 16. I need to combine those two. So my final answer says that area, as a simplified expression, will be 4x squared. The combination of negative x and positive 16x is just positive 15x, and my -4. Let's move in to my final, which is perimeter. Whoa, perimeter. So perimeter says that is basically length plus width plus width. But in other words, perimeter is just 2L plus 2W. And perimeter can just be 2L plus W. But that being said, I have already simplified or color-coded my length and width. Let's use that equation and plug in some numbers. So my perimeter is 2. And now it's going to be my length, which is 4x minus 1 plus my width, that is x plus 4. Here, let's just combine a couple of like terms. The like terms that I can combine the 4x with the x, and I can combine the positive 1 with the -1, sorry, with the positive 4. So when I'm writing this, it's simple just to say P equals 2. 4x plus x is going to be 5x. And -1 plus 4 is just positive 3. Now let's just do the distribution property here. And my final answer is going to be that P equals 10x plus 6. There are a couple of problems after this. Give it a try, and let's see how you do.